I do not own any of the materials shown in this reaction video. If you want to support the original release, links will be in the description below at the very top. Thank you. Hey there, my name is Jason Julian, and welcome back to the third episode of my RWBY Volume 6 reaction series. In this episode, we are going to be watching, as I just said, episode 3, The Lost Fable. So in the last episode, we got the beginnings of a big lore dump. Not since like Volume 3 have we had like this big of a lore dump. Like in the previous episode, we had Cinder being alive and searching for Team RWBY and the remainder of Team Juniper through Little Miss Malachi, a local gang leader of Mistral. We have RWBY, we have Team RWBY and Maria, I already forgot her last name, Crow, all like stuck in the middle of the forest, recovering after the big fight from the first episode, and Ozpin being shady as hell, so keeping a lot of secrets, not really telling a lot of details about the relic. What was revealed is that the relic has a manifestation known as Jinn, like a celestial being in a way that manifests itself, the relic of knowledge. And through that, RWBY asked a big question: what is Ozpin hiding from us? And oh my god, like the way it's set up was like basically Ozpin freaks out and just sets up everything that is currently like about to happen in the third episode, and I'll admit it, I was teased so incredibly hard with the revelation that Salem, we were finally going to get the origins of Salem. So without further ado, we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're just going into it right away.
By her cruel father, Salem was a girl who desired but one thing: freedom. She lived in a time when kings and their kingdoms were plentiful, when men and women were capable of greatness, and magic was a gift from the gods that all could wield.
Really?
And yet there she sat within her tower. Until one day, a legendary
Really?
hero came to
Ooh.
break the challenges within the tower's walls. The people of
Who is
the
this?
lands
We see him in the intro.
as Ozma.
Ozma.
Unlike those who had come before, this warrior was not driven by the prize of the young maiden's hand. He fought only for righteousness.
Wow.
And his pure heart and courageous soul prevailed.
Okay. Dude, this is awesome. We get the fairy tale that I wanted to hear.
The wretched fortress. And yet, something bound them together.
Really?
Ozma had been ready to give his life for justice countless times, but now saw a woman worth saving it for. And Salem, to her surprise, found her freedom not in the outside world she had yearned for, but in the eyes of the man that had saved her.
So, where should we go now?
Oh wow, she sounds different.
Wherever you'd like.
The two fell deeply in love, planned adventures around the world.
Okay, so
Happily ever
what I assume is that it's gonna be like it started off happy, then it all went to crap.
That's what should have been. Ozma, the infallible hero of legend, fell ill. And where all of the beasts and blades of the world had fallen short, a single sickness prevailed.
Wow.
How could the gods let this happen?
The gods, brothers of light and darkness, creation and destruction. Salem prayed they would see the injustice that had befallen her love and make things right.
But
The domain of light was a sacred place.
wow, this looks awesome. I'm just like listening to the best of my abilities.
It was here the elder brother dwelled beside his fountain of life and creation. It was here where mankind would fall to ruin.
Really? What happened? Wow, we're just getting this like this big story, and I'm just so excited. Wow, is this I'm going to assume this is the god of light, and he's a faunus. least I think that's the god of light anyway.
Please bring him back to me.
I understand your pain, but you demand of me that which I cannot make so. Life and death are part of a delicate balance.
So, you won't do it then?
No.
To disrupt the cycle of...
But that's not fair.
Okay.
It's not fair!
So that's what happened. She
rest.
basically became obsessive in trying to bring him back to life.
No. The god of darkness. None dared to enter his home, as men knew what monstrosities emerged from his blackened pools of annihilation.
Wait. Oh,
And so you must understand the Dark Lord's surprise when he found a lone woman kneeling before him.
wow. This place looks awfully familiar.
Salem understood it well. She told him of her loss, and professed that she knew only he could answer her prayers, all while careful to make no mention of his elder.
Really?
Rise, child, and let your faith in me be rewarded.
Wow. So this is her. This is what happened. She made a deal with the god of darkness. That's my assumption anyway. Is that she made a deal with the darkness.
Where am I?
It's okay. Everything's going to be okay.
What have you done?
I have done what I please, brother. You may bask
Oh.
in creation, but you do not own them.
This is not creation.
A big confrontation between the two.
I will do what I must to maintain order.
Oh. Oh.
Bring him back!
You dare enter my domain and show such disrespect!
Ozma!
I am
Wow.
bound by the rules we agreed upon.
Rules that I now see work ever in your favor. And yet the King of Mortal comes to pray at my feet before your own. So do you arise to lay your judgment upon me.
Wow. So they got into a big fight over this. And it's a big issue, of course. It's like I could see the God of Dark or God of Light's point of view.
Differences, but I have not come here with the aim to control you. The same, however, cannot be said for her. This woman came to you only after I denied her pleas. Pleas that would have disrupted the balance that you and I created. Together.
Then it seems I owe you an apology. Allow me to correct my mistake.
Wow. So how did she get that power?
You monsters! Give him back to me! Give him back!
When you first came to me, I did pity you. But it is clear now that your selfishness and arrogance
This-
led you astray.
What did you do to me?
I have made you immortal.
Immortal?
What?
You cannot die. You cannot be with your beloved.
So long as this world turns, you shall walk its face.
Wow.
You must learn the importance of life and death.
Salem was a prisoner once again. Her fruitless attempts to reunite with Ozma eventually became nothing more than acts of spite and defiance against the gods.
Oh. So she's tried to kill herself numerous times in the past.
Perhaps the gods were not as powerful as they seemed. She had lied to them, turned them against one another. They were fallible. If she were to turn humanity against light and darkness, she could rid herself of their curse. Or at the very least, she could make them suffer.
Wow.
Salem
So-
traveled from one kingdom to another, telling tales of how she stole immortality from the gods, welcomed any swordsman to cut her down, and demonstrated her powers.
Really?
The kings and queens in awe, she pulled them deeper into her scheme. She painted them pictures of a time when they would no longer have to watch their loved ones wither and die, when they could claim the powers of their creators for themselves.
Really?
And in turn perfect their own design. All they needed to do was destroy their old masters. The gods had hoped that Salem would learn from her eternal curse. And she did.
Really?
She learned that the hearts of men are easily swayed.
Wow. This is awesome.
Who has led you down this path?
Man, I'm sorry I'm not talking so much, but I'm just like, I'm mesmerized by all of this.
My own gift to them, used against me.
Wow, he just straight up murdered them all. Or at least a good chunk of them.
You thought there was no greater punishment we could bestow upon you?
I'll come back. I'll tell the rest of the world of this massacre. Build a new army.
You do not
No, you cannot defy your creators that easily.
left. You are all that remains of humanity.
Yeah, so he destroyed humanity.
This planet was a beautiful experiment, but it is merely a remnant of what it once was. We will learn from this failure. I hope that you will learn from yours.
No, you can't leave. You can't leave. Come back.
So they just...
Still demanding things of your creators.
Wow, so they destroyed humanity. And, oh, so that's what happened to the moon. Once they left, they destroyed it. Wow.
Once again, Salem was alone.
Wow, we are halfway through this.
She cursed the gods. She cursed the universe. She cursed everything. Everything but herself. She wandered the face of the planet, awaiting a death that would never come. Until fate led her back to the land of darkness. This was it. This had to be it. The Brothers Grimm, the pools of black that continued to give rise to horrific nightmares.
So that's what...
Fountain of life granted
Wow.
her immortality. Then surely the pools of Grimm would finally take it away. She was wrong.
No.
This force of pure destruction could not destroy a being of infinite life. Instead, it created a being of infinite life with a desire for pure destruction.
Wow, so that's what
And in
happened.
time, she would find her adversary.
Ozma. Oh, so this is the original version of Ozpin. Yeah, I kind of figured as much because of the similarities in name. Wow, so Ozpin was Salem. Salem's love in her past life.
Where am I?
We are between realms. I'm afraid a tragedy has befallen your home at the hands of my brother. We have chosen to depart this world, but in our absence, I would like to offer you the chance to return to it.
I don't understand.
This is unbelievable.
Mankind is no more, yet your world remains, and in time, your kind will grow to walk its face once again. However, without our presence, they will be but a fraction of what they once were. Creation, destruction, choice,
Okay,
and knowledge.
that's awesome.
Ideals upon which
We get to see what the other relics look like.
now, I leave them behind with the hope that you...
Lantern, a sword, a trident, and a crown.
If brought together, these 4 relics will summon my brother and I back to your world.
Oh,
And humanity will be judged.
no way!
Mankind has learned to live in harmony with one another and set aside their differences. Then we shall once again live among you, and humanity will be made whole again. But if your kind is unchanged, if you
Wow.
receive blessings while still fighting amongst yourselves, then man will be found irredeemable, and your world will be wiped from existence. Until your task is complete, you will reincarnate, but in a manner that ensures you are never alone.
I'm sorry, but that world just isn't as dear to me without her. If I may, I'd rather return to the afterlife to see Salem.
No.
You will not find her there.
You mean she isn't gone?
Salem lives, but the woman you hold dear in your memories is gone. Heed this warning. Where you seek comfort, you will only find pain.
Wow.
So, will you...
I'll do it.
Very well.
Again, I'm sorry I'm not talking so much. I'm just so
Within your hands.
blown away by all the lore we're getting.
And so, Ozma was reborn.
Where am I?
Oh. So this is the first reincarnation.
Thank you. Please, tell me your name. Who are you?
He didn't know.
Ozma had found himself in a world completely unfamiliar to him. Cities looked different. Creatures known as the Faunus bore fangs and claws and were locked away in cages. And without the blessing of the gods, no one could perform magic like mankind was once capable of. No one but himself and a woman known as
The
the
witch.
Witch.
Wow.
During his years
So
of travel,
this is where he
he
encounters
heard the
Salem?
same frightened whispers that spoke of a terrifying sorceress who commanded dark powers in the wilds among the beasts and monsters. Ozma was convinced that this witch was Salem.
The house also looks
And
familiar.
decided he needed to see what she
Or
had
maybe it
become.
doesn't. Wow.
Call it magic or call it something stronger. But in that moment, the two knew exactly who it was that stood before them.
Wow, so they immediately knew.
What do we do now?
Whatever we like.
So they lived in harmony for a while,
As
or at least
Salem
tried
and
to.
Ozma recounted the events which had brought them back together. Each withheld parts of their story. Salem, fearing Ozma would reject her, blamed the end of the world on the gods. Ozma, still unsure of where the truth lay, kept his task and the relics a secret. Though time passed and all seemed well, Ozma's conversation with the God of Light still lingered in his mind.
Wow.
He had found happiness, but humanity seemed more divided than ever before.
Are you surprised? This world is quite literally godless. These humans have no one to guide them. Perhaps that's all they need.
What are you saying?
We could become the gods of this world. Our powers surpass all others. Our souls transcend death. We can mold these
Wow.
things into
So
whatever we want.
she wants to become a new god to the world.
Create the paradise that the old gods could not.
The hearts of men are easily swayed.
Man, this is incredible. So we're getting all the events that led up to this current story. Okay, so that makes sense in the trailer. They were bowing down to Ozma.
The two amassed a following. That following grew into a prosperous kingdom. And at the head of that kingdom blossomed a family.
Really? Oh! Oh! Oh my god! The maidens! That's got those four girls have to be the maidens.
Are we sure this is right?
You said we needed to bring humanity together. In order to do that, we have to spread our word and destroy those who will deny it.
No. That's what eventually tore them apart.
What are we doing? This isn't what he asked of me.
What did you say?
Mother! Father! Look!
Wow.
It was a miracle. Their children could perform magic. But what should have been a joyous occasion was short-lived. Ozma told Salem everything. The true reason the God of Light had brought him back. The relics that lay scattered around the world. And the day of judgment he had been told to prepare for.
Okay.
Don't you see? None of that matters anymore. Why spend our lives trying to redeem these humans when we can replace them with what they could never be?
And that's where the rift came into play.
Mommy?
Oh. I could see where this all went. The fairy tales, all of them are mostly lies. Or at least there are different tellings of them. Wow, did they just... Their power just fell in the entire kingdom. Oh my god.
We finally have freedom.
Thus began a long and painful cycle of death and rebirth for Ozma. Some lives were spent in mourning. Many were spent attempting to forget it all. But no matter what, his mind would eventually turn back to the task he had been burdened with.
Really?
And as the centuries went on, Ozma began to learn the importance of living with the souls with which he had been paired. But no matter where or how he lived, her presence was always felt.
Yeah. Wow.
If humanity were ever to stand a chance of being united, one thing was clear.
That's my word of the video.
We had to destroy Salem.
But how do you destroy someone who's immortal?
Never rid the world of her through any mortal means. Ozma sought out the power of the relics. armed with my knowledge, he believed he could fulfill his promise to the God of Light.
Wow.
Where are the other relics?
He asked me his questions,
What powers do they possess?
and though I gave him my answers,
How do I destroy Salem?
not all of them were to his liking. You can't.
Wow. You can't destroy Salem. But he's still fighting, and he's still trying to figure out a way. Oh. Okay, that's the end of the episode. Wow, I am blown away. Like, this is like I said, this is like the biggest lore dump since Volume 3. Like the first half of Volume 3 was like basically the standard procedure of the previous 2 volumes. Like, this team that is going through school and fighting evil, but they are also like, they still are able to act like kids, and everything seems alright in the world. But then after Volume 3, that's when everything started to change. It was, the maidens were revealed, the deaths of Penny and Torchwick, like to a much lesser extent, Pyrrha, like all those people who died, changed how the characters are defined. And this episode right here, that is like a moment right there. Like, this is like, I don't know how good of a terminology this would, like, comparison this would be, but this one episode right here, I can almost feel like it was like the entire second half of Volume 3 compressed into one episode. And it doesn't take place like in the world, like in their real world of remnants, but it's just told through this fairy tale of how Salem started out as like this lonely girl, and this person, Ozma, who we know as Ozpin in the story, he ended up rescuing her, and after he was killed, after he died from a sickness, she became grief-stricken and almost turned the gods against each other by accident. Like, she pleaded with the god of light, but he refused to not disrupt the balance of life and death. The god of destruction or darkness did do that, but unknowing to the fact that his brother denied her beforehand. Wow, like, there's just so much to unpack. The eventual reunion and all the happiness that was within them, and they tried to make it work. Like, they ended up, like, I guess in a way becoming the new gods of light and darkness. But that's the thing, like, with Salem falling into the Grimm pool and becoming basically a version of the Grimm, she basically became the new god of darkness, for the world at least. Not to like the original god of darkness, but like her own version of the god of darkness. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And Ozpin became like his own version of the god of light. Like, I'm trying to think of another term for it. I'm gonna pull from like a story that I've been working on in my own time. In my story, I have creators that created the human race as well, but they aren't referred to as gods. They're creators. Hence why I call them creators. But they have these like people who are under them, but are like much more powerful than the humans on the planet that I set my story on. And I refer to them as gatekeepers. Like, they are powerful, but they are nowhere near the gods. That's what I would compare to Ozpin and Salem. They are like the gods, but to a much lesser extent. They are the gatekeepers to the gods of light and darkness, and the eventual like rift set between them when Ozpin told her what his purpose was in life, and eventually led to the point where we're at now, where Ozpin is fighting Salem in a never-ending battle. The only option that they have right now to stop Salem is to bring all the relics together and call the gods of light and darkness. And with what they presented, if humanity cannot live in harmony, then the gods of light and darkness will destroy the planet out of existence. And it's going to be kind of impossible to do that, like, from what I can see, like, at least for the time being. Like, who knows, we still have, like, supposedly 3 more volumes to get, like, more of the story, and I could theorize about this all I want, but we're just gonna have to wait for the next in like the coming weeks with the future episodes. I'm not entirely sure how many episodes they're gonna be in this volume. Maybe there might be 16, maybe they might do the standard 12, but who knows. But I am super excited. Like we just got this huge lore dump, and I'm just trying to process it all of it. So I'm gonna end the video right here. I'm gonna go think about this way too much for about maybe the next few hours, and then yeah, we'll just wait for the next episode. So once again, my name's been Jason Julian. If you like the video, share the video if you think that other people will enjoy my content. Subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You can follow me on all my social medias at Jason the Julian, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all under the same name, Jason the Julian. And once again, I am so excited for the next episode. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be called, but ooh, I'm just getting so giddy. So I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a good day. Peace. Yeah, I knew this volume was going to be great.